Alrighty.
Hey y'all, hey, it's another episode of Bonafide her podcast featuring the one and only Miss Alana Hightower.
Hi.
How you doing, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
We blessed to be alive. First of
Hello.
all, you beautiful, period, and that's
Thank you
all.
so much. Thank
Slay,
you.
slay on them things. So, but oh, nail cam. Can
Oh,
we
yeah,
the nails?
nails, all
Ooh,
nails. Even
popping.
though I need a baby fill-in.
They're so cute though. Like
Thank
it's just like
you.
what you
Yeah,
call
I
it.
was I had to keep it basic this one time. I feel like if we had did this when I was working with Nike, I had like little Nike signs on my nails, but not as
Ooh,
interesting anymore.
girl, they would have been fly too. It's like oh.
Yeah, I was just, those are my favorite nails done by my nail tech for sure.
Hey, shout out to them.
Yeah.
But let's get it started. So Miss Alani, can you tell us like how you got to where you are in your sports story?
Yes, absolutely. So I am a swimmer, well, now retired. I graduated from Butler University in May of this year, but I have been a swimmer since I was 10, so like 12, 13 years. And I tried every sport. I was definitely that kid that's like, I had great athleticism, hand eye coordination at an all time low. Like basketball, soccer, softball wasn't happening, but I did swimming, track, cross country, taekwondo, boxing. But for some reason, I was really, really naturally good at swimming. So I actually got into swimming on accident. So I was in martial arts at the time, and my mom was like, okay, I'm gonna put you in swim lessons. I was like 9 at the time. She said, I'm gonna put you in swim lessons because I want to make sure you know how to swim, like for survival. Get in swim lessons. And I'm like way far ahead of the kids. And even like my instructor's kind of like, yeah, I feel like you need to be on a swim team or something like that. So she recommended me to try the club across the street, which ended up being the high school that I attended. So I tried the club, got in. First year when I was 10, I moved up through basically all the like levels and I got to the highest level at the age of 10. Fast forward 2 years later, I became the fastest 50 freestyler in the state of Indiana. Yeah, quick. Like everything was happening really, really, really fast. And so then I kept swimming. And then when I was 15, I transferred clubs. So I went over to Carmel Swim Club, which is now known as like Swim City. They produce a lot of Olympians. A few of my teammates are actually Olympic gold medalists from this past Olympics. So I swam club there, but I continued my high school competition journey at North Central High School. So I was technically on two different teams. And then I committed. So actually, I had offers. So my dream school was Howard University because they're the only HBCU with a Division One swim team. I'm pretty sure they're the only HBCU with a swim team.
What?
Period.
For
Yeah,
real?
yeah. So that was my dream school because my mom and my dad went to FAMU. So I'm like, I want to continue on this HBCU legacy. So that was my dream school, and that ended up being my very first offer. And so the offer wasn't where I wanted it to be financially, which is kind of hard in the world of swimming. It's like obviously we're not basketball or football, so we're not getting as much money from the school. I got offers from I'm thinking Indiana State, UNLV. Why can't I think? St. Louis University. There were a few others. Southern Illinois, SIU, and then Butler. And Butler was a school that I was looking at because they had an amazing sports media program and they had an amazing psychology program. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I ended up committing to Butler because it was everything paid for, like taken care of. And I knew, even when I was going to college, I knew that the Olympics wasn't really my vision. Like I enjoyed swimming and I was passionate about it, but I knew I wanted to do other things with my life. So I went to Butler because everything was taken care of. I'm like, no debt when I finish college is the best way to go. And the coaches were also offering me a lot. And so committed there and then swam there for all 4 years. That experience in itself was a little rocky, shaky, but yeah. And then I finished my 4 years. And so that put me at 13 years of swimming competitively.
That girl.
Yeah, tired. TT was tired.
She said TT was tired. She's like, I was like, I love swimming, but
Yeah.
like, it's cause I'm like kudos to y'all, cause the whole like distance, the stamina, and like just I
Yeah.
just I'm just like y'all got it. Y'all
Yeah.
got it. Me, I'ma just do this and kick and just I don't know. I may even do a handstand and just try to have fun with
Yeah,
it.
most people like try to survive, but yeah, swimming competitively is no joke, especially on the body and the early hours of getting up at 4:35 in the morning. That's not fun.
What would you say are some of the misconceptions with collegiate swimming?
Misconceptions. I would say I feel like in all college sports, especially when you go to a school like mine. So my school's a basketball school, like Butler University is known for basketball. I feel like a lot of people underestimate how hard we actually work and how demanding our sport is and the hours that it requires and the hours that you have to put in to be successful. I feel like people at our school, I feel like our swim team, which obviously like we weren't the best team on campus, but I feel like people were just kind of like, yeah, like they're just there. It's like, no, we actually work hard. So definitely that.
Because like a lot of people don't understand how demanding college athletes have, like
Yeah,
their schedules and
it's
stuff.
any college sport is demanding just because of the hours that you're having to put in. Like being a college athlete is a full-time job in itself, and then being a college student is a full-time job in itself. So you basically have two full-time jobs back to back on top of each other, and you're having to do make sure everything's good because your grades got to be good so you can compete, and you got to make sure you're training and homework, and so it's definitely stressful at times.
And for you, like you were so successful with swimming, especially like I just remember doing a whole article. I was like, dang, this girl was winning medals at the medals, and especially for like with the Big East tournament,
Hmm.
championship. You dominated in your events. What was that like for you to take home multiple awards from the Big East for you as a swimmer at Butler?
I thought it was really cool, but if I'm being honest, that was something that I was kind of used to because I was always kind of at the top of my level. Like even at my first club, and once I got to my second club, I was definitely around more people like me that, or even at a higher level than me. Like some of my teammates were Olympic gold medalists. So now I'm like training with a whole different caliber of people. And so I think just to come to Butler and kind of share the things that I've shared with these people training at this high level, it was really cool because like Butler hadn't really had many medalists before that, or the records were kind of just old and like sitting and standing. So it was really cool to kind of come in and I think try to set the tone for my team to be a leader and to show that um, it's okay to be passionate about your sport. I feel like that was one of our bigger issues as a team and team culture, especially when I came in. There were a lot of girls there that didn't really care. And so I think I was one of the first to kind of change the tone of the team and actually wanting to be successful, wanting to come in and wanting to win and doing all these things. So it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. It was a great experience because swimming at Big East is a really high level. So
For sure, cause y'all, like you said, y'all played like I remember when the Big East was like UConn and Butler, Syracuse. That was me
yeah,
growing.
like
So and now it's like all scattered now.
yeah, everything is all over the place.
So my question for you is, during your time in college, that's when the NIL era became.
Yeah.
How impactful was the NIL for you, especially with social media plays a huge part of it, but also for you, you have your own brand.
Yeah. So surprisingly, NIL was not super beneficial for me, but I just think that that was what we were kind of offered. Again, we're a smaller school. Our school really hyper fixates on basketball. So we didn't really have people to kind of help. Like at the beginning of every season, every school year, we had one NIL class that's like, here's what you can do, here's what you can't do, good luck. So for me, I was just kind of really getting started with social media. So I was kind of learning about NIL for myself. Everything I got NIL, excuse me, was for myself. And I really didn't make that much money. I made probably short under like $5,000 in my 4 years of being there. And then you hear these basketball and football players are making hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. But even with me learning social media, again, it was kind of hard because not a lot of brands were looking for swimmers to promote their things. I will say my senior year is when I really started getting more attention because that's when I worked with Savage X Fenty, which was probably like my first big NIL deal.
What?
Yeah. So I worked with them my senior year, and that's when I really was like starting to blow up on social media. So it took time, but I feel like a lot of people think because I'm doing so well on social media now that I was super into the whole NIL thing and I made a whole bunch of money and I had a whole bunch of deals. No, I'm pretty sure I had like two or three deals my entire time of being there because we were kind of left on our own.
Girl, Savage Fenty though,
Yeah, that one I was really excited about. That was a good one.
especially like it's by Rihanna, so it's like ah, like
Yeah,
it's like that's big time right there. Especially like
yeah,
because it's like some of her stuff is like they're so gorgeous that I'm like looking at price like ooh, it just hurt my pockets. Like if somebody want to gift
right.
me,
Want to send me something? Absolutely, but coming out of my own pocket, well, give me
it's
a
like
second.
it's
Let
like
me
one of those.
wait.
It's like one of those what's it called that moments where like Normani's like ooh, like that's how I feel like
Yeah,
the price like ooh, like ooh. Like
no,
but
that's real.
or if somebody want to get it for me, they get it for me like ooh yes, but if I have to pay, like looking at the prices, I have ooh yeah no.
Right, because that is, I was gonna say it's cute, but the way my pockets was looking in college, it wasn't happening like that.
It's like man like because for folks don't understand like like you have to have food like you have to try to figure out if you're going to use your last like dollars for either food or driving,
Yeah,
and that was a huge like deal about it because a lot of people don't understand like there's like they work super hard. College athletes work super hard. Imagine getting up at 5 in the morning
yeah,
and then going to classes and then going to like practice and then weights and everything. I'm like, you try doing that for like
yeah,
maybe a couple months and so you let us know how that goes
yeah.
because
And a lot of people wouldn't be able to do it. It is hard. It is not an easy thing at all.
so this leads to my question, which, you know, I always believe that representation matters. Like I
Hmm.
believe like especially when you see someone that may look like you or see someone that has probably, same experienced the same thing or you like hear their story like, oh, I know how that feels. How important is representation when it comes to women's sports?
I think it's absolutely everything. I'm very big and have been raised on you never know who's watching you. You never know who is like looking at you. And I feel like, especially in my sport, I stood out way more because there's not many women of color in swimming. Swimming is a predominantly white sport. I was on a team with all white women. I was the only woman of color on my team of 20 something women. So, of course, like you're going to stick out like a sore thumb in places. And I just feel like, especially with views and racism in sports and the whole race thing, I feel like if anything, I had to be on my extra good behavior because it's like people watching me. But I feel like representation is anything. And I always kept that in mind. Even times when I really didn't want to be associated with my team, I always thought, when I put my cap on, I have a bulldog on my cap. When I'm wearing my warm ups or a hat or something, I'm representing Butler University. So to always, like, you never know, especially because Butler's such a good school. There's people that are alumni. You never know who you're going to run into. So I think it's extremely important because if you are doing things and then people see you, they'll be like, oh, well, this is what Butler allows. This is what Butler is. And this. So I think representation is huge.
For sure, because like, you mentioned you were the only black woman in
Hmm.
swimming, and then I remember like, and we mentioned Simone Manuel. So what was that
Yeah.
like to see, you know, Simone Manuel? She became the first black American to win the Olympics, and
Yeah.
for you as a swimmer, what was that like to see, her pave the way, but also you paving your own way of, having your own legacy, succeeding in your
Yeah.
own right?
First of all, to watch her do that was amazing. Like, I think that's when I'm like, you know what? I can do this. Color doesn't matter. Like, at this point, you can pave your way because, like, a black woman just won it all. So that was really cool to see at my young age, especially because she was my inspiration. And I think for myself, I think I kind of wanted to have that same effect, but even on a different level. Like, I knew I wasn't going to the Olympics or like winning any gold medals at the Olympics, but I'm like, I could still pave a way for black women in swimming in college athletics or women of color in college athletics because that's still a very high level to be performing. And swimming is not really, it's changing, but it's not changing. Like, it's still always probably going to be a predominantly white sport. So just to always remind people and let people know, especially women of color, that you can do it. You're gonna feel like you don't fit in. You're gonna feel alienated depending on who your team and your coaches are. You may have the support that everybody else is getting. You might not have it, but do it for yourself. Do it for the people that do care about you and do support you, and do it for if something it's something you love. Don't let what's going on kind of stop you, or don't let the fact that you don't feel comfortable stop you either.
For sure, because girl, we're here to break barriers.
Yes,
And
that's exactly that. Break a barrier. Be different. Be somebody. Like that's how you make a name for yourself.
that's on period.
Yeah.
That's a whole word. A whole word. A whole word.
Yeah.
So my question for you is, you're really big on social media, especially like I said, literally see you on my For You page. I'm like scrolling, like, oh, it's popped up. Like it would be you and Alexia, like
Yeah.
y'all two together. Like,
Yes.
how do y'all? So like transitioning from being a swimmer to now building a social media brand and a platform with
Yeah.
you and Alexia, how did the transition, like, what was the transition like, as well as, you know, y'all both building your own brands, but also building it together?
Yeah, so actually she is my best friend first. We've been best friends for a while, but we kind of like my first few years of college, she was doing something different. We just really didn't have time to be together a lot. But these past few years, we got super close, and I had been doing social media, so like I was kind of like letting her know because she's a therapist, so she would be on social media, but like not seriously. But I was just kind of showing her like this is what it's like, this is what it's about. I'm helping her out, and we just randomly decided like let's make a best friend page. Like why not? Like we think we're funny, we think we're hilarious. Like why not? We end up making it, and our videos just start doing really well out of nowhere. So we're like, oh crap, like this could kind of be serious. And then this past July, like it got really serious for us because Nike asked us to collab with them and be influencers for them for the WNBA All Star Weekend, which was here. So we're like, oh crap, like this is really real. And I had been taking it seriously for a while. So I kind of knew like once you really get into social media, it's a full-time job. And the transition from college to now wasn't hard because my senior year, I was really into social media. And I think I knew that's what I wanted to do. So if anything, I low key started checking out of swimming and really focusing on social media because I knew that's what I was going to be doing after college. I knew as soon as Big East was over my senior year and I took that cap off, it was done. It was over. I'm not doing anything else because I'm done. I did my time. It's time for me to do something else. But no, so we just kind of started posting on there, and it's kind of blowing up. And then once we worked with Nike, we created Instagram, and now we're to the point where we do our own influencing. So like I still have my own page, she has her own, but then we work together on our best friend page, and it's great business. And then now we're just like, you know what? I think we can get into Streamers University. Like, let's do it. So that's where we're at right now. Is just we already put in our application last week. We made a video. We're staying consistent. We just created a Twitch and a YouTube channel that we're gonna start trying to push content out there as well. But we think that we think we have great engagement and people clearly find us funny or they like following us for whatever reason because we grew our TikTok page to like 4,000 plus in a few short months. And so we're like, okay, I think we just need a little bit of a platform, just like a little boost. Cause I feel like when people see us, they're like, oh, they're funny. Like, they're not just attractive women. Like, they have personalities. They're funny. They have substance. They have things going on for themselves besides just how they look. Cause I feel like that's a misconception that we get a lot. And so that's kind of where we're at is just trying to build our brand so we can be successful and then do even more. And I feel like social media also is what carries my personal training business, Alani Fit, because it's like people see my fitness content and they're like, oh, like she knows what she's doing. And I'm like, hey, I'm a personal trainer and I'm gonna make you comfortable, but we're also gonna push you outside your comfort zone at the same time. So I feel like the transition was smooth, and Lexi also caught on very quickly with the social media stuff. So that's pretty easy between the both of us.
Can you explain like your what Lonnie Fit is, your personal businesses?
Yes. So Alani Fit is my fitness brand. I have a website where I sell virtual like workout plans if you are far from me. But in the city of Indianapolis, I am a personal trainer, so I train people and I train them based on their goals. Like it's completely one on one, completely personal. I've been in the gym since I was probably 11, lifting, educating myself. Also, being in swimming has taught me even more about my body. And then I also take the time to do my own research so I can kind of learn generalized information because I know not everybody's body functions like mine. But yeah, just my fitness business, my personal training business, and also my name for my fitness channels on Instagram and TikTok, where I, even if you don't want personal training or you don't want to buy a workout plan, I still push out fitness content, motivational content, gym facts, forms, how to, just to help people out.
Girl,
Yeah.
look at you. You doing it.
Yeah.
Like making money moves.
hmm
However, Cardi B said.
No, I think that's right. Making money moves.
How is it that? Okay. Is it that? But you making moves. You making
Yeah.
boss moves. Hello. Ain't
Yeah.
nothing to it, boss. So my question for you is, I always say that athletes are humans first because they have emotions and feelings. They are human first. You know, how important is athletes' mental health to you?
I think it's the most important. I feel like your mental makes up absolutely everything that you're doing. And I feel like, if I'm being honest, I don't think it's taken care of enough, especially in college athletics, because we're putting our bodies on the line, our mental health on the line. Because if you're an athlete in college, you basically practically grew up doing sports. And that is at this point a whole personality for you. And so it's a whole identity for you. And I think that sometimes you can get lost in comparing yourself and your character as a person to your success with these sports, knowing that that can be up in the air, whatever sport it is. And so I just recommend, I know people are not, like some people aren't into mental health, but I'd recommend, like, if you're going to college, get a therapist. Have someone that you can talk to, whether it's sports psychologists or just about regular problems, because on top of your issues inside your sport and within success, you're also going to have other stressors and issues outside of your sport. And so learning how to manage all that, I think, is really hard. So I think mental health is the number one thing, because when you're at your best mentally, you're going to be at your best physically, you're going to perform better. Like, mental health, I feel like, is attached to all the other components of your life in and outside of your sport. So I think it's the number one thing, if I'm being completely honest.
For sure, and I feel like it needs to be kind of spoken more to like be taken serious more, especially with the athletes, with everything that's been happening recently with
Yeah.
what's happening. It's like look at all yeah, like because I know like some people treat athletes like they're put on the pedestal, like they can't do
Yeah.
nothing wrong, and it's like if they mess up now, everybody got their fingers on like Twitter
Yeah.
and all this stuff,
Yep.
and I'm like. You try trying to. It's like you
Try
try.
it.
It's like you try trying to make a game-winning shot and it doesn't go in,
Yeah.
and now like everybody's mad at you because A, you didn't hit their parlay, or B, now they're gonna go after. It's like it
Yeah.
takes a toll. Like it's just, and I that's why I like for me, I just literally advocate for athletes and
Mhm.
athletes' mental health to its core. Like reason why I created a channel for that, for to provide a safe
Yeah.
space for them where they're heard, seen, respected. Because
Yeah.
the number one thing is, and I learned this a while back, is go where you are seen, heard, and respected,
Mhm.
not
I
tolerated.
agree.
Because there's a difference between being appreciated and being tolerated.
Yep, I
So
agree. And I feel like at my school, I was just tolerated. Between my teammates and my coaches, I don't think I was respected or appreciated. So I definitely believe in that. And I think reflecting on now that I'm away from the environment that I was in is realizing that it was just the bare minimum. Like, I don't think I was taken care of how I was promised, which is the case for a lot of college athletes. Obviously, when the coach wants you, it's like, you know, all these things I'm going to give you. And then when they get you, it's almost like a relationship. They have you, and then it's like, yeah, I got you. Bare minimum to keep you.
yeah. It's like we don't need the bare minimum. We want all of the
Right. If
minimum.
you want me to perform at my highest level and at the best level, I'm going to need a little bit more than the bare minimum.
It's like, come on now. It's just like relationships. Like bare minimum. Like we have a standards. Come on now.
Yeah.
So, but my question for you is, you know, what advice would you give to say the athletes that want to get into social media influencing or do what you're doing full time?
Yes. The craziest thing is, I'm just going to tell them, just do it. Social media, especially like TikTok, is the biggest lottery ticket. Like you could post anything and it could go viral. So it's like if you want to be something on social media, consistency and discipline is your biggest thing. You're gonna have to be consistent. People are like, oh, like it's too hard to post 2 to 3 times a day. I post almost 4 to 5 times every single day. And that's how I've grown to where I am. If you really want it, you'll do it. But that's all you really have to do. You can be yourself, you can pick your niche, you can be authentic. Like social media is not no longer a place where it's like, okay, I have to pretend to be this in order to be this. No, be yourself and figure out what you want your page to be about and make it about something that you enjoy talking about or posting about, because then that'll make it easier to keep going. So I would say just do it, post consistently, and post what you want to post, what you enjoy. Don't post for other people, post for yourself, and followers and people like that will come in.
Period. Let them know. It's like, you gotta be authentic. Like you said.
Yes.
It's like if people look, people need to check out Lonnie's page for real on her TikTok. It's like yes, yes, hello, repost everything. Just like the outfit you had for the All Star. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like a jersey. She made it like a jersey dress. I was like, I'm here
Mhm.
for it. It's like,
Let me be different. Let me do something because I was like, if I'm being honest, that's on the funniest part about that is I could not find pants to wear that looked good. So I said, "F it, it's a dress now." And they gave me the wrong size. I was supposed to be a medium, but they gave me a large. I'm like, I feel like this worked out perfectly because yeah,
and it was a Paige Becker's one, so it made it
yeah,
better.
yep.
So
We love her, and I
yes,
support my girl during All Star. So I'm like, okay, yep, give me Paige.
yes, and it was at Indiana, so it was like, ooh, like,
Yeah,
but it's like we love Paige here.
yeah, we do. We love Paige everywhere. If you're a basketball fan, you love Paige. I feel like,
and that's on period. So we stand for Paige.
yep, we do.
So my question for you is, you know, you from Indiana, you around Indiana sports, what is it about Indiana sports that stands out for you?
I think that we are a great sports city, sports state, especially for basketball, but even in every sport, especially swimming. Swimming is now like growing on that level here. Cause like Carmel, like I drove into Carmel the other day and it literally said, Welcome to Carmel, like quotation marks, swim city. So, cause they're producing so many Olympic athletes, like Carmel Swim Club, they just built a new like $50 million pool. World championships are being held at a high school pool, mind you. Like that's crazy to say. Like people are breaking world records at this pool. So I feel like Indiana's definitely putting in the work, the facilities, the people, the social media, the marketing, and also just taking care of these athletes and making it a big sports day. I feel like that's our biggest thing right now. Like the Colts are doing their thing. Pacers just recently did their thing and are going to continue to do their thing this year. My swim club is producing Olympic level athletes. Like, and I feel like it all is tied back into Indiana. So I feel like we're a great sports state.
I seen that the Pacers made it to the finals. I was actually happy because they
Yes,
beat the.
game 7 at that. That was probably the sickest thing. I
They, I was very happy they beat the Knicks because the Knicks did my team dirty in the second round.
yeah,
So I was like, y'all hurt my team. Y'all gonna hurt the best player, and that's what.
yeah,
All right. I'm here for it, but it's okay. I was enjoying Siakam beating them, so I was enjoying that.
yeah. I was gonna say that was a time to be alive, a time to be a basketball fan, a time to be an Indiana person. It was crazy.
Like I could imagine the whole state of Indiana and the city was like just celebrating everything that
Oh, it
moment.
was. I mean, when I tell you we were out every night, that like there was a game, there was stuff everywhere. We were out on the city. Like I remember when the game 7 was over, even though we unfortunately had lost. Everyone's just out in the streets. You got police everywhere trying to make sure everything's cool, but we were celebrating for sure. Bars were packed. Like the lines to get into bars just to watch the game, crazy.
What?
Yeah, insane.
Like it was like a whole line, like one of those
Yes.
around the
Lines
corner.
wrapped around. Yeah. I ended up being able to go to one of the games. Insane energy, great energy, like inside that stadium. And I've been to a few Pacer games and never have I ever experienced a stadium with that much energy. It was crazy.
I will say for sure, the Indiana Pacers, like the Pacers, the players, wives and girlfriends, They showed up and showed out with their style for
Oh,
sure.
they did for sure. They had their signs, their outfits, they were there. The Wags came through for the Pacers this year for
Especially
sure.
Halliburton. Especially
Yeah,
Halliburton.
Jade, she's so sweet. She's a very sweet girl. I've met her a few times. Very nice girl, very supportive. Which he needed because he was going through so much with injuries and things like that. And it was hard, even watching in game 7. But they're a good team. They all have great players and they all want to see each other win. And I feel like you can tell. And I feel like that's what took them so far is great team chemistry, knowing how to play, knowing each other's game, because obviously they all came from different places. But it worked out really well. And I'm hoping we can turn around and do the same thing this year. Even though we don't have Tyrese, I feel like the team did a really good job of preparing because we knew since last season that we weren't going to have him this season. So it's like y'all had months to figure something out and we gonna do it again. And then Tyrese can come back and then we gonna do it again.
It was the same thing for the Celtics because I'm a Celtics person, but like
Yeah.
also like Tatum got hurt, but also you got to remember like both Tatum and Halliburton were in the Olympics, so they
Yeah.
didn't get no rest.
I was gonna say they didn't get rest. They going. And that's the thing with athletes. Like you will get overworked and things will happen.
So oh, got the water too. So it's like
I was gonna
cheers,
say, yep.
cheers for the water, and shout out to Good Eating for these package for this. Y'all better check this out. So that was my little. Did I tell you this, my podcast is raw and real? So this, cheers to that. So,
Cheers to good eats. Cheers to everything. Cheers to college athletes.
but a big shout out and big cheers to you, girl. Give. I
Thank
just
you
want
so
first
much.
of all, let me give you your flowers, man. Because first of all, you know, it's very rare to like see what you're doing, see someone
Hmm.
do what you're doing, and first of all, first swimmer, first black swimmer I've ever met. Like, but
Really?
also, yes, girl.
Okay.
So I'm like, but it also it's amazing because it's like she's more than just a swimmer. She's an influencer. She's her. Alana is her. Like,
Yeah.
it's like when you know you that girl, you
Yeah.
just know you that girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like, and then also I could just tell you're a beautiful soul. I was like, she's so determined, but I could just tell she is a beautiful soul. Like I could just tell. But I wanted to give you your flowers, girl, because a, like you doing amazing, and be proud of yourself because, girl, you're doing amazing, and keep doing what you're doing. Streamer University would love to have you.
Yeah.
Plus, so manifest that. Speak
I
that
was gonna
into
say
it.
we've been. I would say we've been speaking it, we've been manifesting it, we've been praying on it because I feel like that's just the one thing we need to really get that platform to be able to showcase who we really are. And I feel like we'd be able to keep those viewers, keep those followers, make them happy. Yeah, I'm really praying that that is something that can happen for me. I feel like that would be a great step in to the next level for my social media. I feel like I've been working so hard. God, just bless me one time. Bless me, please.
Girl,
But
from
you
your
said,
lips to, but like from your lips to God's ears.
yep. Hello.
So, but I just wanted to give you your flowers and just know I'm very proud of you. So shout out to
Thank
you.
you.
I'm rooting for you all the way from here, from North Carolina to where you
Thank
are.
you so much.
So that I always so if there was a word or phrase to describe your journey so far, what would it be?
Oh, that's a hard one. A word or phrase to describe my journey. I'm trying to say like I don't know how I want to phrase it, but like expect the unexpected, which is like I know like such a cliche phrase, but for me, I feel like that's how my journey has gone because there's a lot of things like I look at myself now and I look at myself 3 years ago, and 3 years ago I never thought I'd be here. Like 3 years ago, I was a psychology major who thought she was going to be a therapist, and now it's completely changed gears and changed courses. And I think that I'll say uncomfortable, but in a good way. I think that I took a lot of risk and I'm glad I did. I started my own business. I did social media. I changed to a major that I really didn't know much about because when I changed to sports media, I didn't know much about sports, didn't know much about cameras, didn't know much about anything. And so I would say all that unexpected, risky, rewarding. Um, I've come across some things that weren't great in my years of college and my years of being on my team, but I think I came out on the other side of it way better, experiencing the things that I was supposed to. So I feel like it was all over the place, but I would say those few phrases.
Girl, you better let them know. It's like expect the unexpected, and then you gotta get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yes, I agree with that.
So that's the hardest thing too, because it's like nobody likes change, but then it's like, how do you adapt to it? And I think that's
Exactly.
like, oh, I just don't like change. Like, I know for me, it's like for change is like that's another story. It's like, ooh, it's like
Yeah. It is hard. It's a hard thing to do, but that's something that if you want to be successful, you want to be next level, you got to be okay with it.
that's big facts. So I always ask my guests this question because bona fide means authentic and unique.
Hmm.
So, what makes Miss Alani Hightower bona fide, and what makes your story stands out?
I think what makes my story stand out is just kind of the way that I moved through everything. I've been authentic all the way through, even when I started social media. And I know that that's hard for a lot of people because they see other people doing certain things and they're like, okay, well, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to do that. But no, like off the jump, I was like, I'm going to be myself. I want to be known for being myself. Like Alani Hightower, the household name, like my name's meant to be heard. It's meant to be said. It's meant to be put out. So I think just the mentality that I had makes me different, but also the person that I am. Like, even all the things that I've experienced, the people that I've met. Like, I've been in rooms with streamers like a Kai Cenat, and I've been in rooms with Tyrese Halliburton and celebrities. And I think that I've always remained myself and I can navigate myself in any room around anybody. Um, I think I'm just a respectable young woman and I'm very driven. And I also share my experiences with people because I want people that want to do the same thing to know that you can be yourself and you can move however you want to move and make something from that. Don't try to be like something else. So I would say what made me unique was me being authentic because I feel like in a world full of people that are trying to be something that they're not, I remained myself and I did not change, even when people made me feel bad for it. Even when social media wasn't really popping for me, and I'm thinking, like, okay, maybe this isn't my thing, and had doubts and things like that, I still remained myself and I still kept pushing and I didn't let anything stop me, which I feel like is hard to come across nowadays because some people be like, up and I quit. Never quit.
And it's on period. Girl, let them know. Let me get my pen real quick. I know it's blank, but there it is.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo. You better let them know how real that is. So,
Speaking of texting right now, I'm texting my clients.
oh,
That
so,
was just always busy.
so speaking of which, Miss Lonnie, can you let the viewers and folks know how and where they can find and support you if there's any upcoming events happening for you?
Absolutely. So, on my main page is Alani Hightower on Instagram, full name. My fitness page on Instagram is Alani_fit. My TikTok is the same, Alani underscore fit. Those are my, but where you can access me for personal training questions, fitness questions, virtual workouts, links to my website. And then my Alani Hightower Instagram and my Lani Simone, LANISIMONE, are like my main pages where you could see a lot more of my personality. And then if you want to check out the best friend page, that's Alani and Alexia on TikTok and Instagram. It's the same. So you can find me in all of those places.
Y'all heard it from the Queen here first. Y'all be sure to follow Miss Alani Hightower on TikTok
Thank
and
you.
Instagram. Be sure to vote for her and Lexia on Streamer University. Tag Kai Sanai on there on their video.
Yes, please
Tag them.
do.
Vote for them on Streamer University because we're gonna speak it into existence. They're gonna make it, and that's on period.
Yeah.
So big thank you to Miss Alani Hightower for coming. Big thank you to everybody that tuned in. Be sure to check out the live replay of Bonafide Her Podcast, episode 173, featuring
Yeah.
Alani Hightower. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for tuning in.
Thank you so much for having me.